Alright, what's up everyone? My name is Drexanz and welcome back to another episode of Tales of Arise. In the last episode, we learned all about Xion. Turns out, if we get rid of her thorns, she will likely die. Which is something that is just terrible. But, Alphen won't let that happen. He wants to find some way to save her and get rid of her thorns, keep her from dying. Because she claims if the thorns are to be let go, you know, if she just leaves them as they are, they'll destroy the world. It is basically not just the world. She actually said it would destroy goddamn everything. Is that true? We don't know. But we'll stop it. But so we have to talk to we got to talk to everybody, which is great. I'm probably gonna skip some of these if they're not very interesting or relevant, which likely most of them will not be. Alright, we'll start with Do Halim. Hey, Dodo Bobo.
The end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
It is.
I believe Xion is telling the truth. What about you?
I should probably mention my computer has been crashing randomly for no reason.
Some sort of great danger.
I need you guys to shush for a second. My computer's been crashing randomly. I don't know why. Your guess is as good as mine, and I know more about it than you, but even checking the event viewer doesn't tell me jack diddly shittily, so I'll never know, and it could crash at any moment. So that's something I get to deal with. I also got a haircut. I don't know if you noticed. You probably did. If you know me. If you've seen me before. But yes. So that could happen. The computer could crash. But anyway. Go on, Do Halim.
That's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face. No, I understand. Even Xion doesn't seem to know exactly what will happen to bring it all about. We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands. So many clues. Yet the complete picture eludes us. So where do her thorns fit in then?
Don't understand why we have to go through this stuff.
Sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral energy come to life. Or that's what we all thought. Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Xion in Pelagian. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside them. So you think those thorns might be alive?
Yeah, I was just about to say, so the thorns might be alive, huh?
Is what keeps her from dying? But why would they want to destroy the entire world? As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goals still remain a mystery. It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers have been able to contain it thus far. You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
He's a riddle boy.
Can you blame me?
I could blame you for anything,
The world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade. They can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt. Do Halim? I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say? I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
Good idea.
Right.
I'll go talk to everybody else. So what he's saying is, we know that a lot of astral energy can become sentient in some way. So the thorns could be sentient. Also, if I know you, you're not going to have anything interesting to say.
How you holding up?
Yep, there it is. I may or may not have skipped her dialogue. Alright, Law. You usually don't have much to say either.
Did you know?
Did I know the fucking thorns, or that she was gonna die?
The slightest idea. I mean,
if I knew that,
once in a while,
you need to shut up, Law.
A little off.
Interesting stuff, guys. Really, it's just good stuff. Where's Rin? Oh, there you are, Rin. Now, you're a toss-up. You could have something interesting or not.
Can't sleep.
Okay, it's probably not interesting.
Everything we just heard? How could I?
No, everybody else is sleeping so well.
Xian's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything. I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because she didn't want to hurt anybody by getting too close.
Yeah, it seems that's usually
I just
what she wanted
figured
us to
that was
think.
the type of person she was, you know? But it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good. But even then, she didn't think she could say anything to us about it.
I know.
She just
was
didn't
so
want us to
alone
worry,
this
you
entire
know.
time. How could I call her a friend and yet be so completely blind to everything she was going through?
I'm sure it made her happy, knowing you were there for her.
You really think so?
I think that's kind of her problem.
Yeah, I do.
She got too happy.
She didn't think of us as friends.
And she didn't want to die
She could
after
have
that.
Never opened up to us like that. You were a good friend to her before, and you'll be an even better one now.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
we save her from
I really hope
death.
so. I want to be the best I can for her. When
Good
you think
to
about
know.
it, we were all alone in our own way.
Yes, we were.
But over time, we've all found ways to let each other into our lives. I hope Xian's able to do that one day too. No, I mean, I hope she's able to do that more. Lots and lots more. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts. And forget about our grudges and pain.
Rinwell.
Rinwell. Rinwell! How could you say such a thing? Alright, Xian, it's just you, buddy. Wait, am I able to just leave? No. Why is the like control pad on the lake? That's weird. Is it not? Alright, Xian, I can't leave you, so I gotta talk. I know you probably hate me or something, but I have to do it. It's part of the story. It's one of the quests.
You doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but worry.
Bro.
As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
Just glitched it in her.
You're not the only one.
You know, you only cause worry when people
Hey.
care.
Do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No.
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
Because you never said it.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Danans
Debatable.
were not even people to me.
Oh,
And I knew I would always be alone.
thank you. I'm not
But
a
in that
person.
room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around
Oh,
me.
oh, right. That was
Because
not too
until that
long ago.
moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I
Oh,
thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two. And before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. You cared about us as you would any other people.
yeah, he's just a good guy that way, you know?
Then,
Just a good boy.
everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that.
Well, same.
I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
I don't... Would you live if
Xian.
your thorns destroyed everything?
But then I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore.
Same, man.
I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now.
Not same, man.
So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water.
We've had plenty of high water.
I don't know how we're going to do it. But
And a little bit of
I won't let
hell.
the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shion. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Danans and Renans, can finally live in peace.
You're gonna have to change a lot of minds to do that, my
I
guy.
swear I'll be there with you until the very end.
Both sides kinda hate each other. By default.
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah. I think you may be right about that.
I think what we need to do is realize bad people are bad people no matter what or where they came from.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go.
Do not
Depart for
matter.
Lenegus.
They could be a Dohalim, a good lad, or a Deadime, a bad boy. Alright, let's see if I can buy anything. I think I don't have
What do
any
you say we
money.
check back in on the ranch?
Oh, right, the ranch. Yeah, I should probably do that too. Wild Zoogles appeared and murdered my dude. I'm killing everybody now. I'm out of money. I'm out of fucking God. I'm out of money. Alright, well, then I gotta sell some shit. Guys, remember when I had money? Remember when I wasn't struggling for cash? Those were the days, man. Those were the days. Alright, fuck it. I don't got money.
Man, I'm famished.
That's really just too bad. Let's go. You're just gonna have to eat on the way there, buddy. Hopefully you brought some M&Ms or something.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
How do you
Don't
even know
say
so,
that.
lady?
You're going to jinx us.
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
Yeah, it's probably...
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one.
Name it
Never really
Naori.
thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
What?
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient
Of
tongue.
course you're gonna do that.
Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
Sounds German.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but... Well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, great
Okay,
stuff.
people, we have two goals. First, we need to get to Lenegus. and
Yeah,
make the Renans
Alfred
finally
really
leave
cared about the
Dana alone.
name.
And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good?
Oh, great, man.
All right, then let's go.
Bro, I wonder what it's gonna be like up there. Please don't crash, if you would. Hey, this thing looks pretty good for having been sitting here for God knows how long, 300 plus years. What game are we in?
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
Who spilled oil over there?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
Tiny frame, huh?
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
That's probably how
Nothing like
the
realizing how
Renans
small
feel.
you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Danans feel pretty small too, huh?
Yeah.
How much longer until we reach Lenegus?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
Yeah, great.
You
I'm
mean the
good,
one
man.
set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
Don't leave him.
In
Shut
that
the
case,
hell up.
She's all yours.
Okay.
Everything okay, Shion?
No, why do we gotta talk again?
Different. Like in a bad way different?
Let's see.
No, not at all. You seem more driven lately, like you found a zest for life. It suits you.
A zest for life. She's talking to her, and they're not even in the same room, so that seems pretty good. What am I familiarizing myself with? None of this is worth anything. Frick off, man. It's a healing pod. That's all we need to know. Shut up. It's probably what I was in. Sorry. I just want to see the damn planet, man. I feel not great about skipping their dumb dialogue, but what do you want from me, alright? I get the gist of this shit.
Hey, Alvin, listen to this. So Law and I were just talking, and
Why does Hoodle look like that?
Shut up!
What's got Law all flustered?
He's a
only
freak.
that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about naming the ship, too.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I just think it's, you know, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
That's a fair,
It's a
you know, that's fair,
starship,
buddy.
dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything strange about it.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem then.
She is the one with the problem. That's
I'm no
true.
expert, but I think we can trust Renan technology. It got me to Dana in one piece, remember?
That's also true.
Oh, that's a good point. If you think so, Alvin, it must be okay. Don't you agree, Law?
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alvin. It's just wrong, okay?
It's fair to feel this way, you know? Oh, hey, it's got, ooh. All right, Shion, what do you
We'll
say?
be going to Lenegus soon.
Yep, that's
Must be
exactly
a
what we're
welcome of
doing.
sorts to you, huh? What was life on Lenegus like back then? You know, before you came to Dana.
Let's just say I don't have many happy memories. I've had thorns my whole life, for as long as I can remember. They called it treatment, but in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
You mean
Treatment for
they
what?
experimented on you?
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the form they took.
Change the
Day in
form.
and day out, every single day, one test after another. I'm still surprised they didn't try to dissect me. The
Well,
look
they
gave
might
me
not have been
when
able to
I
get close
touched
enough.
My skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from the pain, like I was a monster or something.
Well, I
Some
don't.
existence, huh? A blight on any I touched. Helplessly complicit in their pain. I thought things couldn't get any worse. But then they did.
I mean, what face are
I
they
started
supposed to
have
make when they get
nightmares,
shocked?
Visions of the coming apocalypse.
Let's be fair.
Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Unable to so much as touch another soul. Loneliness was my best friend. Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by oblivion. And that's when it hit me. If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If I have to sacrifice myself to save the world, so be it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you relive that.
Yeah, good job, Alvin.
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better place now.
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live. But why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
Are you crazy? Why would you sacrifice your life for...
That's exactly my point. Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes? How is that even right? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery, as if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. But that doesn't mean we have to give up our own lives to save everyone else's either.
I'm confused
If we're
about what.
doing this to protect people,
Yep.
if we're doing this to save the world from destruction, then that has to include saving each other as well.
A world free of sacrifice. That's what you've been fighting for all along, isn't it?
Not just me. We're in this together, remember? This fight is yours too, Shion. If we're going to win, everyone has to win. There can be no room for losers in this fight. Now I see it.
Ah.
The true nature of our struggle.
Oh, my
A
computer's
victory
getting loud. It's gonna
without
blow up.
losers. But that means that a Danon victory over Rena can't be the end. Do you think we can pull it off?
I have no
bet
idea.
we can pull it off. We have to. It's the only hope we have of things ever changing.
Yeah, you're right. No one's ever changed the future without aiming for the stars. We can do this together.
Yep. And, you know, Alphen, some of us just draw... we get a shit poll in the genetics lottery, you know. Some of us are just screwed from the start. That's just how it is. That does, you know, it's just... yeah, what do you want from me, man? Sometimes you can't do anything about
Is
it.
something wrong?
Yeah, the ship's
No.
gonna blow up.
I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years, that's all.
7 years since you've been there, right?
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis?
Alright, this conversation was stupid. What? Oh. Hey, I know you just talked to Dohalim. Can you talk to him again?
Making preparations to land.
Before we do that, just what exactly should we expect when we get down there?
Good question.
Kisara has a point. Now that I think of it, I don't know the first thing about Lenegis.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost,
Lenegis
was the base of operations in
Crap.
charge of the crown contest on Dana. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right, complete with its own independent society. Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Oh. Who's the
Enough
strongest?
to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate, right? So people's positions are fixed at birth.
Yeah.
They can be honed with the right training,
Oh.
and there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, that's basically the gist.
Oh god, it's
As
the
a
gist.
result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
It's fair.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dana even if they wanted to.
So what are you? Strong?
Still.
Weak?
Even the lowest rung on the Renan ladder is considered superior to being a Danon. Keep that in mind down there.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up in the pecking order, right? What about you, Shion?
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts. You really need to ask?
She's gonna say she's just terrible,
Fair
right?
point.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty.
Oh boy.
But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society.
That's it. Were you technically born noble then?
Sorry.
Aside from the thorns?
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking. Life's less complicated that way.
That's true.
Jeez, give backhanded compliments much?
What?
Wait a second.
That was a great compliment.
He is! Lost blushing!
I am not!
He's really not, actually. It's pretty
Of course,
he's
separating
not
people
blushing at
into
all.
castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst. As if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
So this red woman, are we expecting to find her on Lenegis?
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deeply involved in all this to discard the possibility. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelagian.
Oh, is she
If the
connected to
Renaissance
that?
is being
The one who
used to
stole it?
exploit Dana, we need to take it back at all costs.
That red woman's got a lot to answer for. Just as well I've got a ton of questions.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy, so brace yourselves.
That noise could have been less
Who's out there, phones out
terrifying.
there, Shion? We'll find them.
So, wait. So, Lenegis is this thing. It's the Gundam colony, right? Then there's the planet? There's a planet, right? What's the planet called? Rena? Where did I get Rena from? Did I just make that up?
There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis's
There's a
infrastructure
fly
is
in
largely
here!
Automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Guys, I gotta do something
think
about a fly
anyone
real quick
realizes
after
that
this
we're
cutscene.
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
Just walk
There
around.
is an area of the city that is accessible only to the Sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
Who knows?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a Sovereign in our midst.
We do.
In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegus would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago.
Did he say that? I don't remember that. I'll take your word for
Whatever
it.
the
but-
ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Yes, it's logical.
Indeed.
We could check it out. Now.
It's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
Why not?
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone.
Also, I'm guaranteeing we're gonna have to fight some dudes, bro.
Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renins.
That rumbling sound is pretty intense. Let me see. Party is looking good. Okay, alright, party's all good. I executed the fly.
Dohalim used to live no
We're
less.
fine.
Who knows what we'll find on the other side?
Who knows? Yeah, you're right. Who knows? But we'll see in a minute, man. Man, I was changing some sound settings before recording, and what the fuck? Why is there a child up here? He's gonna fall and die. This place sucks. Uh-huh. Is this not normal, guys? Is this normal or is it not? I'm gonna need some
In the
Dohalim.
world?
Yeah, okay, good.
This being Renin territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
Why are some of the
very
buildings
foundations
diagonal?
of the city have shifted.
Oh.
What could have caused this?
When Lenegus changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
Bro, when have higher-ups
I would think
ever
the citizens
cared?
themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
No, it's not. Who the hell is this freak?
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! Why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people?
So you haven't heard what happened
Oh,
on
thank you.
Dana
He
yet?
called me a people.
Heard what?
Exploded.
Someone you know?
An
No,
old
he's
friend.
just some random guy.
Dohalim,
Don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Shut up.
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home.
Fair.
Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well.
Where did it
Looks
used
like
to
we'll
be?
have to find the way there ourselves.
Like back right.
You've seen Faria yet?
Faria. Oh, that's the lady.
No.
Probably. I thought she was dead.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Great
Why
thing
did
to
you
say,
come
man.
back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself, okay, Doe?
That's what I call him, man. Doe. My boy Doe. I also call him Bo sometimes, and I don't know where that came from.
Law?
I call everybody Bo, and I don't know what that is.
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dana.
They seem to be just
Well, yeah,
as
why would they
clueless
tell
about
anybody?
what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the wedge originally came from.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens, see what we can find out.
While we're at it, we can ask them about the Red Woman, too.
And
Uh-oh,
don't
she's
forget
on our
about
team.
finding the way
Oh,
to
there's
the
two of
Forbidden
them.
Zone either.
Let's leave the talking to Shion. We can't have a bunch of Danins poking their noses around.
Good idea. I think that's for the best.
I shall assist.
Racist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two. The Danins among us should probably keep our heads down.
Why not? Why?
I shall explain it away by saying I'm leading you.
What are we, dogs?
Yes. We're dogs, my dude. What was I saying? Yeah, so I was editing sound, and I had it so I could hear my own voice while I was talking for a minute. Let me tell you, that's not... It's oddly very difficult. I don't know why. It was just barely delayed, too. It was like probably a millisecond off. But it made me it made me nauseous for some reason, which is weird. And I didn't like it at all. Oh, hello, how are you doing? I see, okay. Hello, old man.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zugals have stopped heeding our commands. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
Now you know how
really
I
have
feel.
no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know.
Would that I
We
have?
have no choice but to grin and bear it.
You don't look to be grinning.
But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris?
No, that's not him. That's somebody
I
else.
believed he was on Dana.
This is twin brother,
Your eyes do not deceive
Bo
you.
Halim.
It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed.
Oh, it is the sovereign planning. It's just not, you know?
The
It's not the
Ilkaris
sovereign, you know.
house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Yeah. Good luck,
Your
man.
good wishes do me an honor.
Good luck, man, on that crown contest. I can't wait to see you crowned. You guys seem like you're doing fine. They seem fine, too. Quite fine. Hello. How are you?
Your lordship. Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you.
Yeah.
I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned.
That's probably because you
The
sucked.
deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed
sounded-
all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
Remorseful.
Oh,
Interesting.
red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
Except amongst our
What
group.
about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Bruh, you don't have to be a dick
Never
about
mind.
it.
Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time.
Yeah, sorry, you look so busy, like you're doing so many other things, just standing here. You dick. You stupid bastard. You want to be healed? Okay. In all my years, never have I seen such potent healing arties. Thank you so much for taking the time to help. Oh my god, the fancy parfait. What? Yep. Aqueous.
Wonder just how many people have been saved by Shion in some form. I'm impressed.
There's rumors flying around about people being saved by a Renin vision of beauty.
Vision of beauty? That's a bit much.
Alphen had better stay on his toes.
What the?
Where do I come into this?
Everything will be okay now.
What? Oh, hello, how are you doing?
Is everything okay?
No, she looks
look a
just
little lost.
fine.
Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home, is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
Oh,
I was hoping to head this
umpteenth.
way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though.
Daren't?
The cast can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you
Joe
know another way home?
Hurley.
Lord Dohalim, of course! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
But
Anyway.
of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
Fair.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
We're probably not coming to let you know, I'm gonna be
You
honest.
really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our
Yeah,
lot
strange,
in
isn't
life
it?
is of little consequence. We are both Renin, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one
Well-
has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They haven't heard the news about the crown contest either.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent. Which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth. That Lennigus is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's
That's
happened to their city,
crazy,
the
man.
people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Well, what are they gonna do?
Yeah. That one guy even said Zoogle had stopped listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens
Great.
devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is this person ruling over Lenegus?
The
Me.
Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding
Rena
over both
is a
Rena
planet.
and Lenegus.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dana?
Well,
That's
probably
a pretty
close.
big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling Lenegus alone would be difficult enough.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day.
Huh.
Come to think of it,
That didn't
I know
happen
nothing of the nature
in one
how
of the
Rena
kingdoms.
itself is. Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegus has ever been there?
Hold up, what are you getting at, Dohalim?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegus has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade and communication? There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegus single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegus from so far away? What if something were to happen to the city, like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the role, right? Just before the ceremony. But Sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegus. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign, though it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this, at this point, I no longer know what to believe.
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegus. No, not just became, I was forced to. Me, a Danon. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that 2 Sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganeth Haros. Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time? Could that be what's causing all this strange activity here?
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma. The same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions. Ones that it seems will remain unanswered, until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a place as any to start. For the sake of liberating Dana, too.
Then it's decided. That's where we need to go.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the city. It could point us in the right direction. Let's go find it.
What the hell was that? Oh, okay. What? I wonder if the Sovereign... Okay, so one person could not rule all of that at once, right? Not from one place. Could the Sovereign somehow control the other Sovereigns? Maybe? Maybe? That's the only thing I can think of. I wonder if the Sovereign, the original, the OG itself, is actually just like a culmination of astral energy, because we know that astral energy can become sentient. It could be the way that it is. What happened now? I wasn't gonna actually go yet.
With nobody left to run the show, I wonder what the people here are supposed to do.
Do I press it?
I mean, there's sovereigns up on the Renan homeworld, and all their lords were sent to Dana.
But Dohalim was a lord, right?
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society is quite strict about such matters.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lenegus now. Balsif, Cannabelt, Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Oh, they're dead as shit now, bro.
Yeah, why would we? To us Danans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
I know. But seeing Renans in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives, it gets you thinking.
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah, a little.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of the locals? Every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on Lenegus. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dana, which means they should be more inclined to talk to us.
That's pretty good. That's actually a good thing. Sure, why not? Is it a side quest? Talk to people who support the Lord. Okay. Let's call it here. Holy shit. I don't know what's going on. I would think there's more than one sovereign. That's pretty well established at this point. But who? Whom is the sovereign? Whom is the OG sovereign? I think the sovereign's immortal. Now, whether that is because they're just an immortal person or some sort of astral energy being, I don't know. But I do think that they're immortal and they can kind of spread out, get their little tentacles attached to people and use them as puppets. That's where I'm standing here. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if that's true or not. We'll see. I hope. But yes, that's my thought process. Let me know what yours is, unless you know already. And if you do, then don't tell me. Well, no, don't tell me. I'll kill you. But for now, thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you liked, subscribe if you're not already, and if you are, make sure to ring the bell so you don't miss any future uploads. I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye for now.